Hello friends and families, once again welcome to Armstrong Computers channel. I am indeed your host Prince Armstrong. As you can see, your children putting codes together. As you can see now, in our previous lesson we dealt with how to then sketch or more or less code a cartoon car, and then today's segment we are going to then focus on how we can put this cartoon car into, we're going to animate it where the car will be moving. Without wasting my time, let's get started.
Armstrong Coding Club, take control. Digits and lights make the
Okay, welcome back. As you can see on your screen, in our previous lesson we dealt with some sketching. We sketched the whole cartoon car in Windows Paint overview to just give us the scope of how we want to put that into life. And at the end of the day, this is what we achieve. And today we are going to then go ahead and put this into motion. Well, more or less we are going to use something we call keyframe, to just animate this cartoon car where it will be moving from left to right. But before then, let's work on the wheel. We are going to do some couple of changes to the previous code that we code, and I'd like all of you to stay put and then look at it, take each code one after the time, and so far the changes are concerned, make sure you also do the same changes to just practice that. Now, without wasting my time, the first thing we are going to focus on is on the tie. We are going to work on the tie. In our text editor, we work on the tie. We are going to then surround it with some kind of borders, and we're going to make the border 5 pixels and also make it solid with an ash color, so that it is going to be like a mud guard kind of. So let's look at how we can pull that off. Now, as you can see, that is my Sublime text, and quickly I am on my Sublime text. So first what I will do is that I would like us to come to where we have wheel. Let's come to wheel. Have my wheel here, and remember that in our previous lesson, we did some couple of lessons by assigning the wheel to we made the border radius to 50%. Now I wanted to make some mud guard, so the mud guard will be kind of like ash. So let's press enter, and I'd like you to go ahead and just type border. Just type border nicely. Now after you type the border, I'd like you to go ahead and let's make it 5 pixels, as I said earlier on, 5 pixels, and we're going to make the border solid. Let's make it solid, and the solid is going to be hash. We want to use color ash, which is 888 of course, for the ash. Then we'll go ahead and let's click on file and click on save. Done. Now let's switch to our browser. Now, as you can see, as we are in our browser, I'd like you to go ahead and refresh. Now, as you can see, there is some border known as ash surrounding our tie. That look good. Now taking that from the way, I'd like us to go ahead. We are going to create a road, a road where the car is going to then move around. But before then, let's create some animation scene where we want to make the animation 1 second, and we want to make it outline, and it should be in line. So basically that is just done. Let's dive straight to the text editor and do that changes. Now back to the text editor, we want the wheel, to make some changes to the wheel. I wanted to animate the borders to be rotating as in 1 second, in line of course. To do that, put the cursor at the end point of the hash, which is the border, press enter, go ahead and type animate. Just type animate or animation, and go by saying it should be something like pin. And that should be in 1 second, and it should be line, and that should be informating. Nicely like that. Am I right with the spellings? That is INFI. I have omitted I, so INF, so I here. That's nice. And that is our animation sequence for the tie. Done. So after we are done, let's go ahead and click on file and click on save. So that is first changes. Now let's move to the second changes by bringing our road. Now for us to bring our road below our car, let's scroll down to the body. Now this is the body here, and the entire div container is called car. Now in this car, we want to create a road. So for us to create a road, what we would like to do is that we'd like to go ahead and then we'll put the cursor at the end point of the div container here. Okay, so at the end point with the closing tag of this div container, go ahead and press enter and bring another div container, and we're going to then call this div container, we'll give it a class, and the class we're going to call it was road. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it a class. So the class is going to be road, where the car will be moving. Okay, so let's do that, which is road. Now after that, after we are done, now we're going to call this this road, okay, in a CSS, where okay, we'll give it what one will say we're going to give it a color, we're going to style it and give it a color, and also assign some color to it, so that at least the color we're going to use ash, where the car will be moving on it. Okay, something like that. So to do that, screw up. And when you screw up, for instance, I'd like you to come directly, let's say somewhere here, okay, that is below roof. Press enter and say dot road. Okay, let's go by saying dot road. Then bring the current bracket, press enter. Now let's go ahead and say position. Let's do the position. Let's make the position absolute. Then after that, let's go ahead and say border. That is for the border, or should it be bottom? Sorry, bottom. Let's make the bottom 0. And after making the bottoms, let's make the width, and let the width be 100% wide. That's it. And let's go ahead and let's make the height, and let's do the height also 100 pixels. That's for our road. The height of the road should be 100 pixels. Now let's go ahead and do some background. We give the background color nicely. Okay, let's make the background red. After that, I'll show you what I'm talking about. After we make the background red, click on file and let's click on save. Now let's switch to our browser. Now in our browser, I'd like you to go ahead and refresh. So you can see this is the road. How cool is that? Now you can see the road again. When I'm moving it up and down, the road is moving up and down, but that's no problem. But we want to make the road look like ash, or maybe deep ash, and then the car will be moving, okay, chest down it, kind of. So how do we do this? Now to play this, what I'd like us to do is that go back to your text editor and change the color. Remember, we use 8s for we use hash for that double 8 as ash color. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to use the double 8 as ash color, so far as the color hex is concerned. So let's switch to the text editor and do that changes. Okay, so back to the text editor. What I'd like you to do is that now I'd like you to change the background for the road, change it to hash 888, and go ahead and click on file, click on save. Then after that, go back to to your browser and refresh. Now as I am in my browser, I'll go ahead and refresh, and Tana is look ash, but it's not too ashy, so let's make it a little bit deep. To make it deep, using the color hairs, we'll do hash 444 will give us a deep ash. Okay, let's do that. Let's switch to the text editor and do that changes. So in our text editor, where we have background 8, let's change it and make it 4. So 444. Then after that, go ahead and click on file, click on save to save changes to that. Let's switch to the browser. Now in our browser, go ahead and click on refresh. Tana, this look a little bit deeper and it's okay. Now after we are done with this, now the next thing I'd like us to do is I want to do some couple of changes to our vehicle. Now so far as the car is concerned, we are going to create some kind of animation. We're going to animate the car also as well, so that the car will be moving from left to right, so far using the keyframe element. But before then, let's go to the text editor and then let's bring some animation drive. Okay, so that is animation, animation device. We are going to make it 1 second, and then so that it will animate from the left to the right. Let's go to the text editor and do that changes. So in our text editor, I like you to screw to car. Let's go to the car, which is up here. So far as our car is concerned, this is our car. Put the cursor at the end point here. Done. Now we need to do some couple of changes so far the car is concerned. Now you can see that we make the width 300 pixels, and we did the height also 100 pixels. We are going to do some couple of modification. Now what is this modification that we want to do? First, let's work on change the entire car into a button. So send the mouse pointer to what we have position. Okay, put the cursor here, press enter, and I'd like you to add an element called button, and that button, go ahead and make it 100 pixels. Now let's change the position of the car, okay, from relative to absolute. Then after doing that changes, so far we've done 2 changes. Now I'd like you to come and let's add another element. We call it left, where we will then reduce the left to let's say 350 pixels. So let's go ahead and say left. So let's do the left. So left is FE, that's it. And let's do the left minus 350 pixels. Okay, then after that we'll go ahead and let's work on the animation. Okay, let's animate it. Now for us to animate, which is the fourth changes we are going to do, bring the mouse pointer below where we have the border radius here, go ahead and press enter and just say animation, and let's make it at drive, or one would say device, anyhow you call it. So that would be RI device, so DRIVE, and let's make it 10 seconds, and line, and native. Nice. Save that, click on file and save. So after we are done, now let's work on the keyframe. We want to animate this. We are going to use the keyframe here. So put the cursor down here, bring the mouse pointer to the end, so far the end of the curly bracket is concerned, press enter. So now we want to animate the car. So we go ahead and say bring the keyframe device. Okay, bring the curly bracket, press enter. We are going to say it should be 100%, and that should be left. Okay, left should be minus 350. So far the animating is concerned, pixels. Nice. And then let's put the cursor here and let's press enter and say 100% also left. Okay, 100% left, and that one should be 110 pixels. 110%, that will be fine with us. 110. Okay, 110%. Now click on file here and click on save. Now after we are done with this, what I'd like us to do is that let's scroll down here. Okay, scroll down to where we have wheel here, and let's animate the wheel again. Put the cursor here, press enter and say okay, keyframe. Now you can equally do this. Okay, you can equally highlight on the keyframe where we have here, highlight on it from here to here, and just click on edit and click on copy, scroll down and come down here, click on edit again and click on paste. You are good to go. Then after that, let's go ahead and do the modification. Now we said there was the keyframe, okay, instead of making it absolute, we made the animation here what means because we want it to rotate. So we'll come here and then we'll say, instead of device, we're going to say what the span, okay, n, okay, that's the name, and we are going to say it should be transform, which is the transformation is going to be rotate. So let's highlight on that from here to here. Instead of let's say the transformation should be rotate, okay. And how should you rotate? We want it to rotate what 0 again, okay, beautiful. And then we come to the 100% also, we also do it what transform as well. So we want it to be transformative, and that transformation should also rotate what 360. So rotate, and we're going to do it 360.
Armstrong Coding Club, hearts of gold.
Done. So after we are done, let's go ahead and click on file and click on save. Now let's switch to the browser and refresh and see how our car is going to animate. Now in our browser, go ahead and click on refresh. Wow, how cool is that? You can see there, so the car is animating, but you can see there's a problem. Now when you screw up and down here, you can see that there is the background is also showing beneath here, down here, okay. So we need to do some couple of changes also, okay, so which is not professional. So how do we do that changes? For us to do that changes, so far as what scrolling up and down shouldn't be active, we need to go to the body tag and do some couple of changes in the body, so far the CSS is concerned. So let's do that. So therefore, in our Sublime text, I'd like you to screw up, just screw up here. So you can see that as we screw up, for instance, you can see where we have body, and the color is this. We have display, we made it flex. We are going to do that changes so far the flex is concerned. Now highlight from display flex and then justify content and then align item. So you highlight from display flex to height, okay, and let's make it margin, okay, margin will be fine for us. Let's make it margin, and let's make the margin 0 so far as what the body is concerned, and let's make it overflow, and let's do the overflow so far as the hidden is concerned, so that it shouldn't be scrolling up and down. Then after that, go ahead, click on file and click on save. Now let's switch to the browser. Now as we are in our browser, you can see that when we are scrolling up and down, it's scrolling. So we want to, let's refresh it and see. So far as we've made the overflow hidden, so the overflow will not be showing. So now go ahead and refresh. Done. You see it can't screw up and down, it is static, and then our animation car is animating. Okay, so basically that is how you can put your car into an animation. And I want to thank you guys so much. If you are happy, I just wanted to hit the subscribe button and also share the video to reach out to 2 or more people, and also reach children out there to learn how to code a cartoon car and also animate it also as well. If you are new to our channel, you can also support us to support the children to get a laptop. We want to help the children to get a laptop so that they can practice more at home and also be well equipped with technology. Be the first to contribute to the well-being of these children to get a laptop to practice and know more. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you in the next lesson. As I said, my name is Prince Armstrong. You can still call me Prince Costi. See you when I see you. Coding Club.
Yes! I'm now a coding pro.
Yes, indeed, you are now a coding pro.